penalty.
Oh, of course, yeah, because, they didn't play well first half, and 0-0, they're thinking, oh my word, we're going to have to go to the City ground, last game of the season, all them things come into your mind. But at the end of the day, they've gone out and they've done, they've put it into action, and they've kept their cool. I mean, I really enjoyed watching them second half. I thought they upped it, but they didn't panic. They just felt that the penalty, that the goal was coming. They nearly had the penalty, and then it got reversed, and you're thinking, is it going to be their night? Are they going to get back in it, and get their noses over the line to put them in the pole position? I think also this could go down to goal difference. And they've got a good goal difference, and I think City have as well. So I think it's going to be that tight. It really is.
Yeah, that's what keeps them above Villa, even though they are on the same number of points now. Villa won tonight as well. Let's look at the goal that made all the difference. And it is a thing of beauty, not only the finish, but the build-up.
Yeah, more the build-up for me. I mean, not necessarily the build-up. When it comes into Reece, have a look at Reece James on the edge of the box here when he picks that ball up. He drives, then he shifts it. I mean, it's brilliant. Little pirouette there and a little dink over the top. I mean, you see the defence there. You see Lindelof. He gets caught at the back. There's an overload at the back, 3v2. When the ball comes in here, they're in good nick there, really good position. But they think Reece is going to cross this with his left foot. So they come out. Look, they come flying out. Then he spins as quickly as you like. He dinks it over the top of Lindelof's head. And it's a good header from Cucurella. He's got a lot to do, but that is almost on the plate, Glenn.
It's a blind ball as well. Once he does that beautiful skill, he hasn't looked. He just he gets a feel for where the ball's got to go. Look, he hasn't looked up. He dinks it in there, and that's where the 3v3 suddenly become a 2v1 on the back post, and he just makes a lovely little darting run in behind the defender. And what a good header. Technically, that was a super header. A lot of his goals actually have come in that central area and within the 6-yard box. You imagine a left back playing the left, getting around the back and popping up on the back post or scoring from just inside the box. But he actually gets himself in the centre forward position.
And a lot of them have come from the opposite fullback, crossing the ball, as we saw there. I mean, he's a real goal threat. He really is. He's a pest. As an opposition player and fan, I look at him and I go, you're a nuisance, but I would love him in my team.
Marc Cucurella, the match winner tonight. It's his 5th Premier League goal of the season. No defender has scored more goals than him. He's level with Manchester City's Josko Gvardiol. He has 7 in all competitions. Tonight he was a match winner. It's the 2nd time a goal that he has scored in the Premier League this season has been a match winner. It's remarkable. Reminded there, Glenn, fullback to fullback. What a combination.
Yeah, it's sweet when that happens. I think the manager will be pleased with it. As you said, they work a little bit on that in training as well. But it was for me, it was the quality of the goal. I mean, they didn't speak too much about his pirouette, his little turn. But that surprised everyone. We were watching it, Tim. We were, wow, what did he do there? And then suddenly, to finish it off with a beautifully timed cross, and the header was like a centre forward. Cucurella's come in and he's gone right through the line of the ball, like any good centre forward would do. This is lovely. Look, it's a lovely change of play. And he just said there, Reece, he said, I was in open space, I had a bit of time, bit of space to think, look at that turn, that's beautiful. And that little dink ball, say, sunny side up, go and put your head on that, someone. And he does so. He just, that little sort of dink, there's the ball back there. Look, they're marked up there nicely. They've got 3v3. They're all up against players. It was just the fact that Lindelof just comes across on Palmer. Rightly so, he has to. And that just allowed that 2v1 on the back post. But that little dink ball was wonderful. And Cucurella as a number 9. Who needs a number 9 when you've got Cucurella?
Great finish.
Fabulous.
I just think when they're shaped up, the defenders, they're very unlucky because they don't expect that little bit of skill. When Reece first shapes up, he shapes up to bend it towards the goalkeeper, Onana, and they're in a good position for that. But then he does the pirouette, and then they're in a poor position. They're vulnerable because there's a lot of space for him to dink that in behind them, and it's a great leap. Fantastic timing, gives Onana absolutely no chance.
Yeah, Pedro Neto also involved. He was the one who found James. It's the first time he's been on the winning side against Manchester United, and what a win it was for Chelsea in this race for top 5. Let's take a look at the state of play in that Champions League chase in the Premier League. The Optus Super computer has given these percentage chances, right? So it's 99.8% for Arsenal to qualify, 92.6% for Newcastle, 60% chance of Chelsea qualifying for top 5, 49.1% for Aston Villa, and 87.3% for Manchester City. The lowest is Nottingham Forest, who have dropped to 7th position. Not much breathing room between those sides. Second on 68 points, 7th on 62. It is making for a fantastic last 2 weeks of the season.
I think we can rule out Forest. Sadly, my opinion, I just think they've done a fantastic job to already have qualified for European football. But it won't be Champions League, in my opinion. I think City will finish 3rd or 4th. They'll be in there. Newcastle have done enough. And it's just a shootout between Chelsea, who got to go to the City ground, which will be a difficult game. And I think Villa will get the job done against Manchester United. But it won't be easy. As we saw there, it wasn't easy for Chelsea tonight. You know, so it all depends what happens in that Europa League Cup final, what the mood is like, how much celebration they've been doing, if they indeed win that cup. So there's a lot in the balance. I've seen that graphic so many times, I keep changing my mind.
I know you do. Isn't it the same story for City, though? Because although they have a cup final, we saw them drawing with Southampton last time out. Anything could happen on the back of the cup final.
It shows you the strength of the Premier League, doesn't it? When Southampton, get a draw against Man City, when City are going for everything and Southampton are out of it, they know they're down and in the Championship. Just looking at that fixture again now, I wouldn't count Forest out yet. You never know what you're going to get with West Ham. Forest could go to West Ham and get a result there. And if they get that result, then they're at home. And that place they get rocking against Chelsea. And Chelsea have not been great away from home. They've done great at home, Chelsea. Away from home, they're a little bit of a soft belly at the moment. So I wouldn't cast them 100% out. And it's going to go to the wire. It really is. I think, goal difference is going to play a big, big part in this. I really do.
We'll know come 6 p.m. on Sunday next week, won't we? It's going down to the wire, as we have been saying all the time. Also down to the wire is a certain...
All right, Chelsea win 1-0 at Stamford Bridge, to enhance their chances of qualifying for the UEFA Champions League next season. Currently, they are 4th, but Manchester City are yet to play, and Newcastle also yet to play, while Aston Villa beat Spurs 2-0 earlier in the night. Well, but what a game, by the Blues. Very, very poor first half. They had to come back in the second half to perform better, and then took initiative. Took the initiative of the game, took the game to Manchester United and pressed them really, really well. And we're lucky to, and unlucky, and then lucky to score the goal that they did. Scored by Cucurella, who now has 5 goals in the English Premier League. But what an assist by who, Reece James, one of the best crossers of the ball in the English Premier League. Injuries, have hampered his progress in the last couple of seasons, but what a player he is. When he's fit, he's arguably the best right back in the English Premier League. When he's fit, he is that good. He is that good, and he showed it again tonight. He should have scored in the first half with technically top quality shot with outside of his right boot that hit the post. But then again, he was the guy trying to make things happen for Chelsea, and eventually made things happen for Chelsea, providing that amazing cross that gave Cucurella the opportunity to head the ball home. But what a cross! The highlight of the entire game is that particular moment, the cross and the finish, especially the cross. When you see a cross that is better than the goal, I don't. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, but that's what it is. Now, in Chelsea, we have to go to Nottingham Forest and win, and then to make it into the Champions League. Now, it's not going to be easy, but it will be a lot better if Nottingham Forest, draw at West Ham, or if Chelsea go there and score early goal and then relax a little bit, because it's going to be another tense atmosphere out there, because we know what Forest is about. They're a power play team, but what we play into Chelsea's favour is the fact that Nottingham Forest will not defend deep against Chelsea on Sunday, next weekend. So if they come out to play against Chelsea, even if they are at home, Chelsea can pick them apart. Their best way of play is always to sit back and then hit people on the counter, but in that particular game they need to win as well as Chelsea needs to win. So they cannot afford to sit back and wait. They don't have that luxury. They won't have that luxury that day. So it could play into Chelsea's hands, but Chelsea need to defend properly. They need to defend better, because Nottingham Forest, they are devastating on the counter with Elanga and Morgan Gibbs-White. So they have good players in attack, and they need to also do something about how to stop Chris Wood if they want to win that particular match. So a lot is on the line, but at the end of the day, everything is going to happen in the last game of the season, and it's going to be one hell of a weekend, because even though the league is settled, a lot is on. Manchester City, Chelsea, Newcastle, Aston Villa, everybody will be on it to win, to qualify for the Champions League, a game that was £80 million. Every game was £80 million, so you can understand what that means. So I can't wait for Sunday. For that Sunday to come. Last weekend of the Premier League. I can't wait for it to come. It's gonna be one hell of a weekend.